Hello, everyone. Today's session will be about writing, about the benefits of writing, and also how you can get started. Writing has been a really powerful tool for me through the grief journey, and I have used it since day one. It's sort of been something I've done since I was, I think, maybe 12 years old, and it's just always been there for me. And I think there's a lot of research around writing now and about the benefits of it. And so I just wanted to share a few things about it and also give you some tips on how to get started if writing is not something that you normally do. It can be daunting to think about because, we might associate writing with school or we might associate writing with work and those kinds of we might not have good associations with those settings. But today I'm talking about writing in a more expressive sense, writing that's not tied to any kind of assessment or any grading or any kind of judgment, except maybe we might sometimes struggle with judging ourselves and our own work, but it's really using writing as a tool as an outlet, just to express ourselves. So some of the things that writing can help with, well, I'll start with it being an outlet. Uh, Grief, I guess, and the emotions that come with grief can be overwhelming and they need a place to go. So, whether it's sadness, whether it's anger, whether it's frustration or confusion, all of those things take up a lot of energy and they live in our body and they live in our heads. And so we need a place to channel them. And that's one of the benefits that writing can provide. You you can just grab a pen and a paper and just put it on the page and write exactly how you're feeling without kind of making it something that is finished or without thinking about what form it's taking. Writing as a way, as an outlet, is more about just like a catharsis. And so it's really kind of a simple process of just putting out whatever comes, putting the words on the page. And even if they don't make sense, even if they don't flow, they don't need to be a story. It's more about just putting it out there. And, with this, using it as an outlet, I guess you can take away the pressure of having to share it necessarily. It's more for yourself, and it's for yourself first, actually, I should say. So it's for you and for your own process of grieving and for your own process of feeling things. They do say that you need to feel to heal, and writing can be that channel to feel it and to give your emotions and give your thoughts a space to be and to be reflected back to you as well. So apart from being an outlet, and I'll after sort of just sharing some of the benefits, I'll talk about how you can get started. Um, but writing can also provide an outlet for, or a way to build self-awareness, because and self-awareness is really helpful in grief, because without knowing what's going on for us, or without really having that level of consciousness around what we're feeling, or being able to identify what's happening, we kind of can drown in that. We can drown in the emotions and we can judge ourselves a lot more. But when we're able to name the emotions we're feeling, or when we're able to acknowledge that, okay, I'm having a hard day, or this is the anniversary and that's why I'm actually struggling here, or um, this thing that I saw today triggered my grief, and that's why it's so intense. Writing is a way to sort of, when you put your feelings and emotions onto the page and your thoughts, then suddenly you kind of have a third, you're almost like a third party looking at your thoughts and observing what you're going through. And that actually really helps you understand your own grief journey and your own internal world, because there's a lot going on when we're grieving. And so just being able to look back, look at your own kind of words and to see, oh, okay, this is how, even going back and seeing how you were feeling on a particular week or on a particular day over time. When you develop a practice of writing, you can actually see the progress or the different changes that you've gone through, and you can start to appreciate maybe, the fact that perhaps after a few months or after a year, you're no longer going to the same depths that you've experienced, or maybe you're experiencing intense grief a little less. And so writing as a way of recording that and as a way of learning about yourself can be really helpful, because it actually, I guess, lets us know that it's okay, that we are kind of seeing ourselves in the true light of what we're experiencing. And you can validate your own emotions by, and your own thoughts by actually just viewing them on the page. So yeah, so I've mentioned, so using writing as an outlet is really helpful, and also it helps to really build that understanding of self and that self-awareness, which can help to understand and validate ourselves as we go through grief. And the other one, lastly, which might be the most important as well, it's really good for your well-being. It actually improves, writing has been shown to reduce stress levels. It's been shown to improve mood. It's been, yeah, shown to kind of calm you down. So it's good for the nervous system to be able to just put your whatever you're going through in words. And maybe it's more kind of like journaling. I'll share some ideas around how you can just start journaling and having a diary, because it sort of gives you, yeah, that space for your emotions, so you don't have to hold on to them. And yeah, so it's really, there's quite a few ways that writing can be really useful. And if you are interested in getting started, then I would recommend getting a diary or a book, a particular notebook. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but having an actual notebook specifically for you as a diary, and a place that is just for you and your experience, you and your thoughts and emotions, rather than a book that you also put in your shopping list in or whatever. It's good to have a diary or a book that's really specifically for expression. So for example, I'll show you mine. This is a book, a diary. I think I received it as a present, but yeah, this is my current sort of journal that I use. It's something that I only write about. I only write in it when I need to express myself around something, or I want to capture an experience or a memory a new memory that I've created. So I use this book, and it's for me only, and no one else reads it. It's just, I can go back and know that this book in particular is only used for my expressive writing. And so it's good to know that whenever I need it, I can just go to this book and open it up and start writing. and it's not used for anything else. So I would recommend and having a particular notebook that you use for your self-expression. And then I think there's different ways to start, but one way could be free writing is a really great way to just get into the habit of writing without sort of the pressure of putting it into a particular form. So you might also have heard of stream of consciousness writing. And for example, if you want to sort of try it out as a habit, you can choose a particular time. It could be like, you might have heard of morning pages. It could be just at a particular time in the morning, or in the first hour that you wake up. You could just you could set a timer. It could be 10 minutes, it could be half an hour, it could be 5 minutes, whatever feels comfortable. You might want to start with something a shorter amount of time if you're just starting out, but you just set the timer and you just write whatever comes out. And the idea with this is that you are not editing as you go. You just put the pen to the page and you don't stop. So even if you stop, you can't think of anything else to write, you can just write that down. You can write, I can't think of anything, and you keep going until something else comes out. And so it's really about continuing that flow, having that flow of writing, and not judging yourself for maybe not coming up with anything you think is good, or it's really just creating that flow and that stream of writing. And so that's one way to do it, where you can just set a time on every day, or you could start with once a week, but it could be just a short amount of time, like 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I think, is a good amount of time, where you just start somewhere and you just keep going. And you don't need to, with stream of consciousness or with free writing, you don't necessarily need to worry about punctuation or grammar or full stops, full sentences. It's more just writing without any of that structure. It's a free a free form of writing, where you're not trying to structure it or add all the grammar and punctuation. You're not trying to be correct with anything, but you're really just getting into the habit of using words to express yourself. So that's one way to start getting into the habit of writing, or just to start writing. Another way is which over time is something I've done, which is more like just going to the book or going to your notebook when you're feeling really emotional, or you're feeling like there's a sense of something building up and you need an outlet at that time. So I guess the stream, like setting a time, is sort of being more proactive with writing as a practice. But then if you don't feel like that discipline you're not there yet, you can also just go to your notebook and start writing when you're in need of an outlet, in need of a channel for your emotions and thoughts. And when you're feeling like you're struggling, or you need an outlet, the writing can be there for you when you need that. So the first idea is to set a time. It could be daily, or it could be, you could start off with once a week, where you just write and set a timer. And the second one is to just write when you feel like you need an outlet. So when you're feeling emotional, or even if actually sometimes, like, you might, I've done it with when I've had a dream of my mum, for example. I've woken up and just thought, I don't want to forget that dream. If it was a good dream, I want to kind of keep that memory. And so I'll go straight to my my diary, and I will describe the dream and what happened. So that's one way to just use it when you need it. But ideally, I guess it also helps to get into the habit of writing, so that when you are struggling, then writing is just that go-to thing that you can use. And otherwise, you can use journal prompts. So the third idea is to use journal prompts, and I've put together a whole lot of journal prompts in the Grief Cocoon app under a folder called journal prompts, which is easy to find on the homepage. And from once you click into it, you can see a list of different losses you might have experienced, and the journal prompts will be related to those different losses. And so you can find particular questions or particular prompts that you can use and start with. So journal prompts kind of give you a starting point. For some people, writing from scratch and just writing with no prompts can be a bit overwhelming or can be daunting. And so journal prompts can be handy when you don't know how to start, and you don't want to get stuck. So you can go through the journal prompts and find ones that you could either choose ones that stick out to you, or you can just go through them one by one, and you can go from there. So please let me know if you have any questions, and if you have any suggestions for future live streams, then you can fill out a form. I've put up a post previously with a really short form for these live streams that you can just send your suggestions to. So I'm really kind of eager to know what you're interested in, so that these sessions can be helpful for you. And otherwise, I'll just sort of keep doing sessions around things that I think will be helpful. But yeah, please do let me know if you have any suggestions or if you have any questions. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and thanks for tuning in. Bye.